And maybe being more open. I think there's a lot of fear, like you say, you're scared you're not going to pass probation. You're scared that you're not hitting your numbers, your bonus. But it's okay to ask for help, and not just from your manager. Like, have your schedule one-on-ones with AE, even if your manager is not instigating it. Like, take control of what you can do. And if it then doesn't work out, at least you tried. It doesn't, then maybe it's the product, maybe it's the management, but you tried everything you could, and then you can just move on in peace. I don't know. That's my point of view.
Completely back you, because one bit of advice I did say, kind of touching on that, was document everything. Document everyone you've asked for help to. Document things that you've done that, that like LinkedIn messaging or things that aren't really visible. I was like, document sequences you've made, document training that you've done. I went, if you ever join these sessions, document that you've been here. I went, document everything you've done. I went, I don't want it to happen, but if you ever did get brought into a meeting, like your numbers are low, you have all this proof and evidence where you've asked for help, you've tried different things, you've not just been sitting twiddling your thumbs hoping for the best. Document everything. I was like, it's so key in any aspect of sales. I was like, and if you get into the habit now, wherever you go, it's just going to be a lot easier for you in general.
Yeah, I agree.
Hell yeah. Coming back to Kirsten, like, everything everybody has said in this room today is 100% correct. And I'm going to use a little bit of language here, but it pisses me off when managers use fear and probation against people to try and drive some sort of behavior. It just doesn't work, and it's counterintuitive and to get somebody out there, right? But the thing is, the reality is there is a fear, because this person's taken a job, they've gone into a career, they've got commitments, they've got a life to pay for. It is going to stress them out. And sometimes when we get so worried, we don't want to tell others in fear that they're fearful of asking for help. But Kiana, as you said, asking for help is a strength, right? And when people are reaching out to like yourself, Kirsten, because they're asking for help. And I think, where the advice that I've given people that have been in this position before, I said, look, here's the thing. KPIs are needed because sales is a performance-based role. You do have to hit KPIs. You do have to hit targets. At the end of the day, if I was a business owner and somebody wasn't, getting their worth out of my company, I'd let them go. It's as simple as that. So that's the reality check of what needs to be said at the beginning of that hiring process. So Kirsten, if you are a new employee coming into HappySelling, I say, this is a performance-based role. If performance isn't here, we may have a hard conversation. And that bit is missed out with a lot of hiring interviews. And I used to say all the time as a manager, right? But in terms of the other bit that I'm going to give you on a secret too, is if any person, and this is for sales in general, if anybody gives you a target, the question you need to ask the person who's giving you that target is, how did you get to that number? So if they're saying that you have to book 8 to 10 meetings per month, how did you get to that number? Because what I want to know is, and this is what I've learned as a manager, is I need to know the company revenue goals, then I need to know the VP's target. I then need to know how the AEs are targeted, and then how does that translate to my target today? And if anybody hits me with a target or number and they can't give me the working or calculation, I won't take it. If they can give the working and the number to it, then I would ask the following question: how do other people hit that in the team? What has been the history for that? Can you provide that data? Now, I'm not telling everybody in today's session, every job you go for, to question the fuck out of the VP. That's not what I'm saying. But anytime you are hit with a new target or some sort of number, ask for the working. And if that person cannot provide you the working, red flag. Are you with me?